I'm Felicia,
And I'm Ian.
and we are the Paranormal Lovers.
Hello, paranormal dudes, dudettes, and dudays. Welcome back to another episode of the Paranormal Lovers.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of TPL. You getting comfy?
Yeah.
That was
I'm
good. Your
good.
chair up. All right. Episode 42.
Mm-hmm.
It's the episode that will explain the life, the meaning of life, universe, and everything.
What did you love about this week, baby?
Patty's birthday was Monday.
Yeah.
Our kid turned 6.
Yeah.
I have a damn 6-year-old.
We do.
Holy crap.
4 more years and it'll be double digits.
Hush. We're only 10 away from 16, so
How do you like this fall spooky weather?
it's cold. I don't like it. I don't like it. I need heat, like tropical air. I need to live in the tropics. What did you love about this week, babe?
I love that I got to go to like a class at work.
Yeah.
Like I got to go to Inglewood class.
Yeah, you guys are getting some new presses in at your job.
We got some hydraulic presses. They're called Ingles, and I went to a class on how to run them. They're all fancy touch screen, like they do everything. Like they're really cool. But like the place I work's only using about 10% of what they can actually do.
Yeah.
So
Shocking.
they're all right. I mean,
yeah.
But I got to learn how to use them and.
You also got like 2.5 days where you didn't have to actually do any work on the floor. So
yeah, it kind of puts me ahead of some guys too. I like getting the step. I like learning. Like I'm the type of guy who like you give me something to learn, and I'm like, all right, cool, let me learn it, and I will. I'll learn it in like a day, and after that, I'll be good. But
that's how we fix stuff.
I get bored like with just everything.
Yeah. Just doing the same shit all the time.
So I like new stuff.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you got to chill for a couple of days too.
Yeah.
You're getting up there.
A little easier on my body.
Getting up there in age.
My body.
It's nice to be able to rest sometimes. All right.
I have a really physically demanding job. So
he really does. And it's dangerous. So
super dangerous.
All right. So this week we're going to talk about ghost ships.
Ghost ships. Nice.
And I found 2 ghost ships that are legends off the coast of North Carolina, off the Outer Banks.
Sweet.
So the first ship we're going to talk about, now when I think of ghost ships, I think of seeing like a ghostly ship on the water. So this one isn't necessarily what I would consider a ghost ship, but it is literally called the Ghost Ship of the Outer Banks.
Nice.
And it's the Carol A. Deering. So on January 29th, 1921, the schooner Carol A. Deering was returning to Hampton, Virginia from Barbados. The lightship keeper of the Cape Lookout lightship, did you know they used to have light ships before they had lighthouses? I think. Interesting.
Kind of like a pilot ship, like piloting you into the harbor.
No, it's like a ship with a light on it. Like a lighthouse, but it's a ship.
Right.
So the lightship keeper of the Cape Lookout lightship spotted the vessel and her crew as they passed. One crewman told them that they had lost their anchor, and the keeper noted that this crewman did not look or act like an officer. He also noted that the rest of the crew was just milling around the ship and standing on parts of the deck that were usually reserved for the captain. On the 30th, the vessel passed the SS Lake Elon, southwest of the Diamond Shoals lightship at roughly 5:45 a.m. or maybe p.m. Not sure. I messed up that one letter in my notes.
Yeah.
It was reported that, quote, the Deering seemed to be steering a peculiar course, end quote. At 6:30 a.m. on January 31st, C.P. Brady of the Cape Hatteras Coast Guard Station spotted the ship aground on the shoals. The lifeboats were gone, and it seemed that the ship was abandoned. It took a few days for a wrecker to make it out there because of the storms that were hitting the coast, but on February 4th, Captain James Carlson boarded the ship and confirmed that it was, in fact, abandoned. The only life on the ship was a six-toed cat.
Huh.
Even more intriguing was the fact that all the personal belongings, key navigational equipment, certain papers, and the anchors were all missing.
Well,
Now, it should be noted that this area off the coast of the Outer Banks is known as the Graveyard of the Atlantic.
yeah.
It's a notorious area that has been wrecking and sinking ships for hundreds of years. Ships litter the seafloor, and we have watched tuna boats struggle to get in and out of the area on the show Wicked Tuna.
Hey, Wicked Tuna.
Hey, tuna. Yeah, we've
Pa-pow!
watched them like, God. We've watched them like hit the bridge when they're trying to get out into the open ocean. We've seen them get stuck on sandbars.
Yeah, those sandbars are bad.
Well, and the worst thing about the sandbars is the fact that they constantly shift.
Yep.
According to the current of the ocean.
You can't see them. So
yeah, you can't see them. I mean, they're only under maybe like a foot or two of water.
Yep.
You know, and you've got 3 feet of your boat underneath water, but you can't see it, so you get stuck on it, and it's like,
yep.
And then you got to hook yourself up to another boat, and they got to try and pull you off of
it.
Oh
man, they can wreck ships too.
And then you got to like watch your face because that thing's gonna break, like it did on that one dude on that one episode.
Take your prop off.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Many people have tried to figure out what happened to the ship, from local fishermen, the Coast Guard, and even the FBI. Theories have ranged from bad weather to pirates, and even the Bermuda Triangle has been blamed for this mystery.
Nice.
But the most likely cause, mutiny. Or piracy.
They took all the money and was like, we're out.
Something happened.
They were like, sorry, Captain. We're going to make you walk the plank.
Well, maybe. So a little history on her. The Carol A. Deering was built in 1919 by the G.G. Deering Company in Bath, Maine. She was made of oak and mahogany. It was one of the last wooden ships built before an iron shipbuilding took over the industry. She weighed 1,879 tons.
Woo!
Yeah, it's almost 4,000 pounds.
Dang.
And had 5 masts. It was considered a luxury vessel for a cargo ship because not only did it have a usable lavatory. Why are you putting a lavatory on it if you can't use it? I don't know. Steam, heat, and electricity. She had made a few runs of this sort in the year before she was found. Her first trip took a load of coal from Virginia to Brazil and then back from Argentina to New York with a load of corn. This trip was much the same as the first. They were taking yet another load of coal to Brazil. But the captain, Captain Merritt, became ill early in the trip and left the ship with his son, who was also his first mate. Worried about losing money on this trip, the company went in search of anyone, to pilot this vessel.
Not a good move.
It's never a good move. They enlisted the help of retired Captain Willis B. Wormell to captain the ship, and a sailor named Charles B. McLeland as the first mate. Unfortunately, these two men did not get along at all.
Yeah, that's never good.
No, your first mate and your captain have to get along.
Yep.
Or it's going to be a bad day.
Yep.
Don't ask me what I'm talking about.
It'll be a bad trip.
Yeah. I mean, hell, we love watching Deadliest Catch. And
yeah, we love all those sea shows.
I'm a pirate at heart. At a stop in Barbados, Captain Wormell, there's 2 R's in this name, and it's messing me up, told a friend, quote, about McLeland. He is habitually drunk while ashore, and he treats the men brutally, totally uncalled for, end quote.
Sounds like a captain.
Right?
Except for the drunk part.
No. If it was Jake, he'd be like, You motherfucking drinking on my motherfucking boat. Get the fuck off my boat. Blah, blah, blah.
Swallow this test strip.
Stick this test strip in your mouth. He loses his shit, which is completely called for.
What's he say? He's like, blood pressure rising.
Yeah. Blood pressure's rising. Blood pressure's rising. But what's funny though, total sidebar to talk about one of our favorite shows. Like he got really, really pissed off at those two guys, right, that came on the ship and they were drunk.
Yeah.
And then he was kind of scared of that one big tall guy that was on his ship that was drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he was scared, but like he was like, this guy's like crazy. I need to be careful with this one.
Yeah.
But then when his deck captain or his deck, whatever they're called, the guy that ran the deck,
Yeah.
Sean, when they figured out that he had a problem with alcoholism, he like got him a bed in a rehab and bought him a plane ticket.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think because the first two were like little shits.
They were being disrespectful.
So disrespectful. But hey, if you have a captain that is a recovering alcoholic, don't drink on this fucking boat.
I'm pretty sure the one he sent to rehab to, he admitted it. He was like, "Yeah, I got a problem."
He not really.
No.
Like he kind of was like, okay, this is an issue, but Jake was like, I can't have him on my ship, but he's like one of my best friends, so
yeah,
off to rehab you go, sir.
Right.
All right. So McLeland made his distaste of the captain well known as well. It was said before they landed in Barbados that he had been overheard threatening the captain that he would kill him. To his face. He said, I'm going to kill you.
Walk the plank.
This is an issue. While in Barbados, he got so drunk, it was so rowdy that he ended up in jail. He was also heard saying, quote, I'll get the captain before we get to Norfolk. I will, end quote.
Dang.
Which, like...
That'd be brutal.
Captain's a better man than me because Wormel decided to bail him out of jail, and they set sail back to North America. If it had been me, bye.
See ya.
See you later, bye. You've done threatened my life multiple times.
Right.
Have fun in Barbados.
Brutal times back then. Brutal times.
And this was like 1919, so this one was only 100 years ago.
Still.
Rough. So the captain's handwriting was seen in the logbooks of the ship until January 23rd. Then his handwriting was replaced by an unknown writer.
The first mate.
Probably. On the 29th, when the Deering passed Cape Lookout Shoals lightship, another vessel was spotted sailing along the same route behind them. When the lightship's master, Thomas Jacobson, tried to signal the ship to pass a message to the Deering, they ignored him. When he blew his steam whistle, the ship turned towards the east, and the crew was spotted covering up the nameplate on the vessel.
Oh, no.
Pirates.
Yar.
Again, no one really knows what happened on the Deering during that return trip. The most likely theory is that McLeland killed Captain Wormel. Once the ship ran aground, it is likely that the crew tried to leave in the lifeboats, but were either overcome during the storm and drowned, or the storm pushed them further out to sea. The Deering sat on the shoals for a bit, but once parts of the vessel began washing up on shore, and it was like pieces were like floating in the water, so it was becoming a hazard for other vessels.
Sure.
She was towed out into the sea and dynamited. So that is the story of the Carol Deering.
I want to say I've heard that story somewhere before.
It's possible. Honestly, I feel like it's just like...
Or maybe like seen it and when I went to the Outer Banks, maybe.
Maybe, or maybe they like talked
not
about
like the
it
ship,
on
but
the
like,
show.
you know.
Maybe they talked about it on like Wikituner or something that
They
we
might
watched on
have.
TV.
Because I mean, it's like half of Wikituna is in the Outer Banks.
Yeah. But yeah, so they just found the ship. It was abandoned except for the cat. Nobody has any idea what happened to the crew.
Wow.
None. So that's kind of how it was called the ghost ship. Because it was completely abandoned. Now, this next one is what I would consider a ghost ship,
Right.
and it is called the Flaming Ship of Ocracoke.
Mm.
It is said that each September, on the night of the new moon, when the sky is at its darkest, there is quite the sight off the coast of Ocracoke. There is a phantom ship that can be seen sailing across the horizon, fully engulfed in flames.
Oh.
And I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
The origin of the ship is questionable as there are no records of this ship or this trip, but that was not uncommon as it was the 1700s of it all,
Sure.
and logs were not kept of every vessel or every trip.
No.
What is thought to be known is that the dates originate back to the reign of Queen Anne. During the 17th and 18th centuries, religious wars ripped across Europe. These wars left a lot of refugees needing a new home. One such event was called the War of Spanish Succession. No, my mouth is like too many S's and C's and shit trying to blend in here. And
Home is
was,
in the sea.
huh?
His home is in the sea.
My home is in the sea. And was France and Spain against England, Austria, Portugal, and the Netherlands. France invaded the Palatini. Hang on. Palatinate Palatinate region of Germany, causing many of her people to flee to Holland and then to England. During the reign of Mary and William the Orange, they welcomed the Palatines into England. Oh, nope.
Gingerly welcomed.
But this caused some issues as many of the refugees were skilled laborers. So the English laborers were having to bid with the refugees, and soon the price of labor plummeted, and no one was really making that much money. So during the reign of Queen Anne, a Swiss baron named Christoph von Gaffenried,
Wow, what a name.
I Gaffenried throws me off for some reason. I want to call him like Griffin,
Griffin Reed.
right? Said, "Hey, we quote unquote discovered a new world, the Americas. How about we send them across the Atlantic to colonies in North Carolina, specifically New Bern, which was then had spelled with an E at the end."
New Bernie.
Well, it's like my friend, her last name is Green, and it has an E on the end.
Right.
New Bern, New Green, or Green, you know.
Right.
So they began the migration. There was allegedly 3 ships. One went to New York, one came to North Carolina, was supposed to come to North Carolina, and one went to Switzerland, I think.
Switzerland.
So on this ship, the passengers pretended to be poor peasants, as they did not want any trouble during the voyage. All went well up until they came upon the coast of North Carolina, and thinking that they would be offloading, the passengers decided to bring out all of their wealth and riches to the deck to show it to the crew.
Bad idea.
Bad idea. Unfortunately for them, the captain, along with the crew, were greedy, unscrupulous assholes, and the captain hatched a plan. He told the passengers that they would not be able to offload until the next day.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So the passengers took all of their riches and hid them back below deck and settled down for one more night of sleep. On that moonless night, the captain and a crew snuck down below deck and slit the throat of everyone down there. They then loaded up all the wealth onto the longboat while also dousing the deck in oil. As they dropped the longboat into the sea, they set the ship on fire.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's so cold-blooded.
assholes. Pirates, man.
Cold-blooded.
Pirates. As they headed towards a pirate refuge in Bath, the ship became fully engulfed in flames. The men on the longboat were all laughing and boasting about getting away with their crime when the captain glanced behind him at the ship on fire. What he saw shook him to his very core.
Davy Jones.
The ship, now fully engulfed in flames, was moving through the water. The sound of screams could be heard coming from the flames, although all the people were supposed to be dead.
Oh,
Here is where the legend splits into two different endings for our murderers. In one source, it is said that the flaming ghost ship, which was driven by the souls of the dead, caught up with the longboat despite the crew's efforts to get away, ramming them and sinking their longboat and the ill gotten treasure to the bottom of the ocean. In another source, it is said that the men made it to the beach, but they were so disturbed by what they had witnessed that they got rid of the treasure.
sure.
It is also said that the next day the burnout husk of the ship washed ashore in Ocracoke, although, again, no record of it. But
Right.
now it is said that if you are on the island on that moonless night in September and look off the northeast corner of the island, you may just see the flaming ship sailing her way through the night.
Oh, I want to go now.
I know. It's been a long, long time since I've been to Ocracoke.
You imagine like a super foggy night. You're sitting
Mhm.
there, you're hearing the waves and everything, and then like all of a sudden something starts like lighting up, like
Well,
very slowly.
it's also alleged that there's like a screaming noise that comes from it.
Right.
So like you've got like this, you see this orange light, and then like you start hearing this like,
And then you see like a ghost ship. Oh man.
and then here comes this ghost ship just floating by. You're like,
Like, oh God.
the fuck?
No, I'm going home now.
I mean, it's not said to like come on shore or anything like that. It just like floats from the west to the east and then just
Spooky.
disappears into the night.
Oh,
So those are two ghost ships of North Carolina,
that's cool.
specifically the Outer Banks,
Right.
honestly, which like again, that part of the area, the water out there outside of the Outer Banks is called the Graveyard of the Atlantic.
Yep.
And there are thought to be hundreds, if not thousands, of wrecked ships.
The Outer Banks is kind of a crazy place on North Carolina. It's got so much coastline because
Mhm.
you have like just this little chain of islands that stretch for just miles.
Yeah.
It's really cool place if you guys ever get a chance to go there. But
Hang on, I was looking up to see how long is the Outer Banks.
it's like it's huge.
200-mile long.
Yep.
That is massive.
Yep.
It's considered to be the areas of coastal Currituck County, Dare County, Hyde County.
If you go from like the top to the bottom of it, it's like half of our state.
Oh, it's 200 miles long,
Yeah.
but it is only 3 miles wide at the widest point
Yep.
and 150 yards at the narrowest.
Yep. So it's just a skinny chain. It's like a bridge of islands.
I think it's kind of like, technically, it might be considered an archipelago
Yeah.
because it's a chain of islands.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got like Kill Devil Hills, you've got Kitty Hawk.
First airplane was flown there.
I was gonna say one of those was allegedly the first airplane. I've heard some
Different
things
stories
that,
on
yeah,
that.
I've heard that that's not the first
The
airplane.
Wright brothers weren't first in flight.
Yeah, that's actually what my license plate says.
Yeah.
They give you the option when you go to the tag office to
I
get
got the
your
airplane
license
too.
plate. You can either get "In God We Trust"
Ugh.
or "First in Flight." And I was like, I don't want either one, but I'll take the first in flight, I guess. Like, they do have specialty ones like Friends of the Smokies. There's
And the
like a
B
B
one.
one.
Yeah, I like the B one.
Yeah, I like that one too. So yeah, we've been talking about going to the Outer Banks. Mom's never been there before,
Yeah.
and I would love to
I
take
can't
her.
believe she's never been there.
I mean, she's lived here her whole life though, and it's like an 8-hour drive to the Outer Banks.
Longer if you like go to, not Kitty Hawk.
Yeah,
'Cause what you do is you drive
it's
all
8
the way to the
hours
east
from
and
here to not Nags Head.
yeah, you go to Nags Head and Kitty Hawk, and then you actually get on there's one road that drives all the way through the Outer Banks, and you have to like drive to one of the entrances, and then if you want to stay somewhere, farther down on the Outer Banks, then you gotta drive all the way down through there.
Yeah,
It's pretty crazy.
and I'm pretty sure I think hang on, back to Google I go. I grew up going to the Outer Banks, and my aunt is actually from Manio.
Nice.
She was adopted when she was a baby because my grandmother was dying, but she got adopted by a family in Manio, North Carolina, so she lived there until she was, like, 40, and then she moved to Georgia.
One of my best friends, he grew up in Beaufort on the Outer Banks.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 2. There's a Beaufort in North Carolina and one in South Carolina,
Yeah.
which is kinda confusing. I was looking up Rodanthe is also on the Outer Banks, and
Yeah.
they had that movie.
Road to Rodanthe.
It was like A Night in Rodanthe or something like that. It
Mhm.
was like a romance movie.
It's Road to Rodanthe.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they made us watch it in high school or something like that.
Why?
I don't know.
That's,
I remember it from school though,
it's Nights in Rodanthe.
or or was it? Wanna wanna say that's a movie.
It is.
Could be completely different from the Outer Banks though.
Yeah, this house, it's Richard Gere and
Yeah, see, I remember Richard Gere.
Diane Lane,
Hmm.
and they stayed at this house, which is an actual house in Rodanthe.
Sweet.
So I'm pretty sure it was, like, legitimately filmed down there.
Show YouTube.
I don't know if I can.
Just
Let's
point it
see.
at your camera.
Well, I know, but, like, legalities.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is from housedigest.com. Can you see? Oh, that's
Oh,
terrible.
maybe not
Oh,
then.
yeah, no, mm-mm. I'll post a picture of it when I put this up on when I do the thing
I
on
stayed in a
Instagram.
house like that on the Outer Banks one time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Me and my friend, we'll call him S. I went with him when I was like 13,
Yeah.
and him and his parents, and they had a condo out on the Outer Banks,
That's wild.
or timeshare.
Mm,
But it was a condo that looked kind of like the house. It had a lighthouse room on
mm.
top, and so like you could go all the way. It was like 4 or 5 stories.
Wow.
So, like, you could go all the way to the top and, like, look out across the Outer Banks on the lighthouse room,
That's really cool.
and, like, I wanted to stay up there with my friend. I was like, "Dude, let's sleep up there. It'll be totally cool." But, like, we got up there, and the room was so small that, like, we
Yeah.
couldn't fully stretch out in it, and it was
Uh,
just like we tried the first night, and it was like, nah, let's go sleep in the beds."
that sounds like it would be a great, like, reading nook.
I remember, that there was a huge thunderstorm that rolled through whenever, we were there, and I remember that I have never seen thunderstorms like this. See, we live in the mountains, so when a thunderstorm comes along, most of it's blocked by the mountains, plus the sound of the lightning echoes off of the mountains, so it's these big rolling, thunders. But when I was out there, you could see every single flash of lightning that hit, and it was crazy 'cause it reminded me of one of those horror movies where, like, the lightning hits and it's like, and
Mm,
you see, like, multiple flashes of lightning,
yeah.
and, it was real crazy. I was like, "Wow, this is cool."
I think that's probably, like, my favorite thing of all is watching a storm roll in off the ocean on the coast.
Because you can see it from way, way, way far
Yeah,
away.
and you can literally watch it move across the water, and then all of
Yep,
a sudden it, like, hits your window, and you're like,
and then
"Woo."
you see a ghost ship.
It's yeah. It's funny that house in, Nights in Rodanthe, like, I'm surprised it's as far as I know, it's still there,
Mhm.
which is amazing because my aunt, when she lived down there, her house was built out of concrete,
Yeah.
and there was, like, a crawl space or kinda like a basement, but it was above ground,
Mhm.
and that space was, like, 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
You had to, like, go up all these steps and then was the main part of the house because, again, it's an island,
Yep, hurricanes.
hurricanes and shit.
Yep, they get flooded all the time whenever hurricanes come through. The roads get shut down because
Yeah,
there's only one road through it.
Yeah,
And
and like she lived on Manio, and there was one bridge
yep,
to get in and out of Manio,
and
and
it would go
so
out all the
it
time.
would go out all the time, and every time that like it would get hit with a hurricane, I'd be like, "Are you okay? How you doing down there?" And she's like, "I'm good. The bridge is down, so we're gonna be stuck on the island for like 3 weeks." And I'm
Yep.
just like, "Do you need anything? Like, you need a rowboat to bring you some food? Like, what the hell?"
I'm sure like people that live there do have boats for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure they do, and like you learn to adapt,
Yeah,
you
all the
know.
houses are on stilts, so it's like they're kind of safe,
They're
kind
either on
of.
stilts or they're built like in concrete with like a deep, deep basement that's above ground.
Yep.
That way, hopefully, your main living house doesn't get flooded.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind owning a little island down there.
I wouldn't either.
One with like a really big hill on it, so we could like
Mhm.
build our house up there, and then it gets like flooded, and we're just like, doo, doo, doo.
They have these huge sand dunes there too.
Yeah.
It's a really cool place.
You can no longer get on the sand dunes
Yeah, I know.
because people are assholes.
Yep.
Hey guys, if you go to a natural place, make sure you bring all your trash out with you.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't leave a place a mess, and like quit being assholes, because like a lot of these places, especially on the Outer Banks, are places where turtles
Yep.
lay their eggs.
They do. And there's wild horses.
Yeah, and that one, I don't remember it. Look, back to Google I go. Do.
I'll always pack out trash whenever I go camping. Like I'll even pick up other people's trash because people are assholes.
Yeah, it looks like
I hate
most of them are in like Corolla, North Carolina. But yeah, there's wild horses down there on the beach, and no, you can't pet them. You
No,
can't go
they're
ride
wild.
them. You can go out and look at them and
Get
be
kicked
like,
by 'em.
"Holy shit, it's a horse on the beach, just chilling, and nobody's messing with it." They're like a protected species,
Yeah.
so you can't mess with these horses. Don't even try to mess with these horses. Just leave shit alone, humans. We don't have to mess with everything.
Right.
Tell that to other people. All right, guys. We appreciate you joining us for this episode. And if you'd like, head on over to Instagram and follow us at the Paranormal Lovers.
We reached 200
I was going to
followers.
say, and thanks to all of our followers on Instagram, we reached 200, which like people are like,
Thank you guys.
there's some people that are like, I've got like 120,000. Well, good for you. Okay. We're doing our best.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, you can find us on YouTube by searching for the Paranormal Lovers in the search bar. Send us an email at theparanormallovers@yahoo.com. And if you would like, head on over to our website at theparanormallovers.com. And there is also a contact form on there as well. And you can send us a message through there.
Also, fight the vape tax. Get in with CASA.
Yeah, you guys.
There's a new vape tax. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get too deep into that on
Yeah.
here. This isn't a vaping
I
podcast,
know.
but American organizations always have to try and get their money any way they can, especially if it's like, oh, your vaping industry is hurting our tobacco industry and we're going to lose all of our MSA money. So
Yep.
let's tax the shit out of this.
Yep.
Whatever. Don't trust the FDA. Don't do it.
Don't trust the government.
Don't trust the government. Don't trust any of them. Remember, two wings of the same bird. Caw. Actually, no. Trust the government. Go on over to indigenous.threadless.com. Check out their merch.
Yeah, check out their merch.
I still need to
We
post
love
a
it.
picture of that
We
shirt
love you guys.
that I wore when we did Patty's birthday party.
Yep.
It's from them, and it says "Trust the government," and it has like skulls. One of them's wearing like an indigenous headdress. So,
Yep.
trust the government at your own risk.
I want to get one of their Sasquatch hoodies.
For sure.
It's
Say they
amazing.
have a giveaway going on, I think, until the end of October. So you guys should head over there and
Check 'em out.
follow their instructions.
Yeah. And if you want a free sticker from us, you can give us a review too.
Yeah, that'd be great. Don't mind us, guys. We might snag that from y'all as well. Send us a review and let us know. We'll send you a sticker.
Yeah.
A handmade drone sticker by our very own
Ooh,
Ian.
I love drawing stickers.
Yeah, it's like his favorite thing to do. So
I love drawing anyways, but And
Thank
I got some more stuff for you guys
Yeah, he's
coming
doing
up.
some more art right
Doing some
now,
art.
so it's cute art.
Yeah.
That's pretty cute. All right, guys, thanks for following us,
Thank you.
joining us, all that good stuff, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.